Good morning everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into the CHILIZ token right here. Once again, thank you for all your continued support on the channel. The comments, the likes, the contributions towards the Telegram group there. It's really, really good. We are building a fantastic community here for CoinsKid. It's not just about the videos that we post, it's about the community that we're building. You know, we've got a lot of experts in there. We've got some fantastic technical analysis there, posting their ideas and content and helping others. Lots of questions that are answered there in the community. And it's brilliant, it's really good. So thank you once again for all of that. Okay, I am thinking of making a kind of forum on CoinsKid.com to sort of create a sort of area where we can categorize things better. Okay, so do keep an eye out for that at some point, and I will keep you updated with that. So basically diving into CHILIZ token, then you can see that what we've done here. Okay, obviously you're aware of the descending triangle there. Some say it could be a wedge, a falling wedge or whatever, but at the moment you can see we've got a base. We have got this level of support, so that's what we target, that level of support. Okay, and you know, and we do seem to have broken out of this now, and we do seem to be forming a new trend. Okay, so this is something you do need to keep an eye on, this kind of trend line right here. But what I'm going to do, I did notice something this morning on the hourly time frame, and we do need to be aware of that. So obviously I'll tell you everything I see and keep you updated. I did actually post this because what I do, I zoom in and out on these charts. Okay, I mainly target the 4 hour because it's easier to see and sort of get a broader picture, and then you zoom out, obviously get a bigger picture. But sometimes, you know, if you're trading, looking on the hourly chart, and I did post this in the Telegram group there, you know, this is a really important time on the hourly time frame here, because we are printing something which is quite a bearish pattern. Okay, this particular pattern right here, okay, is basically a head and shoulders pattern. Okay, and it's basically a signal that the buying pressure is running out of steam, because what happens, you get a peak, okay, and it comes back down, it hits some level of support, and then you get another peak, so it looks really good, but then it runs out of steam on the next peak. Okay, so I know that looks a bit naughty, but I assure you it's not. So basically what you need to see now, because this move you see goes up, okay, and it looks good, but then it comes back and finds a level of support, pushes on and makes a higher high. Brilliant, yeah, you're off to the races. But when it on the next peak, it's sort of running out of steam. So this move is running out of fuel. It's basically running out of purchasing power, and you can see as well the volume's tailing off there. Okay, so, which is not a good sign. So I'm just telling you what I see. I'm making you fully aware of everything that we see in this in CHILIZ and in the channel. All honesty and transparency at all times. So at the moment you're pushing up, and this is, believe it or not, it looks good, but it's actually quite bearish. So what you do need to see now is this level here hold. Okay, this neckline needs to hold support, because if it was to lose support, there's two scenarios which I'll tell you about. If it lost support, okay, and you will see that fall down, then you have a breakdown target, and that breakdown target from a head and shoulders pattern is from the top of the head to the neckline, okay, of the head and shoulders. And you can see that if you was to break down, okay, wherever it breaks down, if it was to break down, you would see that bring us down to our base, our support target, which is down there at 047. So say you're seeing a breakdown over the next couple of hours. I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm just saying you have to be aware of these patterns. Okay, and this is a particular pattern that's playing out on the hourly time frame, so you have to see this invalidated. Again, this at the moment is a valid pattern until invalidated, and the way this is invalidated is if you take out that high. Okay, so if you was to break that high, this pattern would then be invalidated. Okay, until that high is taken out, this pattern is in play. So this is something you need to target. Okay, and this is what traders would keep an eye on as well. So basically what you do need to see is CHILIZ, okay, push on and take out that high. Okay, that high currently is, and I'll mark it for you so you can see, that high is currently 0.558. So what we need to see is CHILIZ march on, take out that high to invalidate this head and shoulders pattern. Otherwise you're looking at a breakdown, okay, once it loses this support line of down here, a retest of this local bottom that we find ourselves in for CHILIZ. And that's basically it. You know, they're the patterns that we do target. Now from a trading perspective, you could basically jump into a short, and I know that Binance is actually doing trading now on you know, shorting and longing, so to speak, margin trading on CHILIZ. Okay, so what you want to do, if you are into this, not financial advice, but if you was to see CHILIZ lose this line now, okay, this level of support moving up, okay, you would see it fall back through these EMAs, okay, because what you've got a bullish cross here on the hourly time frame. Okay, you will see when you zoom in on the hourly time frame, you're constantly making bearish and bullish crosses. Okay, it's a constant thing, so you can't really take them seriously. What you're looking for is that 4-hour bearish cross or the 4-hour bullish cross, because it gives you more time to sort of play the trade. So you don't really pay attention to these on the hourly time frame. The more you start to zoom in, the more these become these bullish and bearish cross become a little bit, obsolete. But the EMAs themselves do actually matter, okay, because they do hold up support like there, and they do hold up resistance. So at the moment you're above the EMAs, which is healthy. You're above them. You're creating a level of support, as you can see there. You're bouncing off the 55, which is this support line. Now you'll see this creeping along. So when you lose the 55, okay, if you used to lose the 55 EMA on the hourly time frame, then you are looking at this head and shoulders being a valid pattern, and you could short. And what you do, you see the retest. What happens is it will go there and it will lose the EMA, okay, the 55, and then you'll see that retest, and then it retests it as resistance. If it bounces off that as resistance, that is a fantastic place to short, because obviously you always wait for confirmation in your trades, okay, and that's how it works basically. So I hope you found that educational. So I'll clean that up now. This is just something we're going to target on the hourly time frame here. And again, if it was to break down, okay, it's perfectly healthy. It's a test of support, okay, and in the previous consolidation range there for CHILIZ, we did see that level of support down there at the bottom. We have seen that level of support in its consolidation range before it got the next leg up. We've seen it test support multiple times, and that's perfectly healthy, okay, just to reassure you. But we are looking relatively good for CHILIZ. Like I said to you, we have got that line that we're keeping an eye on, and you could potentially see us bounce off that, and I'll show you that in a second. I'll just clean this naughty picture up. I will leave that in there so you can see that, okay. But what you've got, okay, so on the 4-hour, you see you can't see that head and shoulders. Do you see what I mean? So sometimes that's why you got to zoom in. You can see the little patterns, patterns that force the larger time frames to play out. You can see them if you zoom in a little bit more, okay. So basically we're targeting that line as a level of support, and what you've got here, you've got this line of support now as well. So effectively you are creating this kind of channel. When you do set these trend lines in, okay, you try and get them as many touches as you can when you set your trend lines, like this one here that was coming down and acting as resistance. You do set it and get as many touches as you can, and obviously sometimes people do it to the wicks. You can do it to the wicks, but I tend to push them towards the body a bit more, because that's where the close, because you do get wicks that go above, but you're looking for the close of the body. The body of the candle needs to close above or close below, when you're looking for reversals. So basically at the moment we do seem to form this kind of trend line that we are adhering to. You can see we've had a touch off it there, broke out, and we've bounced off it there, and we are moving up. If you keep an eye on that, we are moving up, and that would potentially, if we can stick to that sort of trend line now, you could see us potentially moving up and hogging this and just slowly creeping up before we do get that massive pump to the upside for CHILIZ. So again, I've given you some breakdown targets there and some levels of resistance and support, but I do want to show you another pattern, okay, because we want to be thorough in this channel and obviously deliver as much information to you as possible, okay. So if CHILIZ was to start lose, because I've looked at this and I thought if it was to start losing that particular level of support right now, that could actually be quite bad for CHILIZ, obviously for obvious reasons. So you do need a target that you're potentially going to fall back to, and I'm going to give you that target right now. And basically if CHILIZ was to go on now, okay, and not hug this line, not march on, which is a possibility. You've got to always be, have your common sense that it could potentially break down. It's had really good momentum pushing up. It is bullish. I'm fully bullish on CHILIZ, but I do want to make you aware of the potential fallbacks if there are any. So if you was to see CHILIZ break down, there's one thing that you can target, and this is a double top M pattern, okay. So effectively you are creating that kind of M pattern unless it's invalidated. You remember what I said to you about being invalidated? Patterns are valid until they're invalidated, and the only way you can make this invalidated, this double top, okay, which is a weakening trend, by the way, it's a reversal trend pattern where it goes up, makes a high, and the next high fails to make the same as the previous high. It's called a double top, and it's a weakening trend. So this is something else you have to be aware of in the grand scheme of things. So effectively the way to invalidate that is you take out that high. So we do need to see CHILIZ march on and take out that high, which invalidates this double M top pattern. Okay, so the target from that, okay, is basically, so if you was to lose this support line with volume and you will see a massive sell-off, you would be looking at a target, and this is how you target these corrections. You know, it is a 48% target just there. That's how you target, because you go from the highest peak to the neckline, okay, which is the support line of the double M top. Do you see that? Okay, so if you was to lose that, roll over, start losing this as support, then you've got that target down there. And I will drop that in now just to show you potentially, you know, where the fallback is, and it's what, roughly 48%, so roughly something like that. Okay, so we'll drop that in for you now, so you're just fully aware of where the breakdown target is there. Okay, and you can see it perfectly lines up with a previous swing low. Okay, so that is potentially on the cards. Okay, I'm not saying we're fully bearish, I'm not saying we are going to break down, but you have got to be aware of the support levels if you was to break down, and you have got a confirmation of that being a very strong support level if it was to break down, because you've got the previous swing low there. Okay, you see that when it goes up, it creates a swing high, okay, caps out, comes back down and consolidates on a base, just like we were experiencing here, consolidates on a base before it makes its next march up. So you've got that base there, and that is right bang on, okay, with this breakdown target, which is at 0.24%, 0.24 cents, if CHILIZ was to have a 50% correction almost. So I'm just trying to keep you aware. Okay, hopefully this scenario, this bearish scenario, does not play out, but that is a key level of support if it was to break down. Okay, you would potentially be looking at that, get into that, if CHILIZ was to lose this support base. That's effectively what I'm saying. So I hope that helps you in keeping you aware of what's going on. But what we're looking at is, you know, we are forming this nice trend here where we're getting supported multiple times on the 4 hourly time frame. You see this, we've got this nice new trend line. We bottomed out, we're pushing on, we're sort of testing that, okay, as a level of support, marching on. But again, do be aware of that hourly time frame where we are forming that head and shoulders pattern right there. You do need to see that invalidated, so you do need to see CHILIZ march on and take out that high of the head, which is at 0.55. That's CHILIZ. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video and hope you find it educational. I hope I'm following what I'm saying, and I hope you understand. If you don't understand, then just drop a comment and I'll hopefully reply with an explanation as to what I mean, or any questions I'll answer. Okay, and once again, thank you for your support, and do please get into the Telegram group there. It's all good, it's all good. See you soon. Bye bye.